Come in, come in, come in. I have some great breaking news for you today, right? Great news about the stimulus checks and great news about the $1,400 stimulus. Um, Updates just released maybe about 2 or 3 hours ago. So I decided to go live to bring you all this breaking news concerning the garnishment of your $1,400 stimulus. So come in, right? If you are new to my channel, which recently hit 21,000 subscribers on YouTube, I am known as the Queen of Crypto, formerly known as the Queen of Credit, right? So you'll just see Queendom at the bottom, right? You just see Queendom. I'm trying to point to it at the bottom because I oftentimes don't just talk about crypto and or credit, right? I'm just talking about better ways to improve yourself, whether it be financially, mentally, very much so health wise, and definitely spiritually. But this will be a good news financial video. So, good evening, everyone coming in, right? Please hit the like button, share this news so more people can get the message. If you are on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, right? Like and share for every time, everyone that hit the thumbs up on YouTube participating, you invite about 20 people in. And if you're watching this on the replay, right, and you did not get to join in on the live stream, hit the thumbs up as well. On the replays, you still can invite people in, even if you did not catch the live stream. Hello, Harold on Facebook. Harold on Facebook. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, and share this on your personal Facebook page for me as well. And on Periscope, hello, Periscope from Maryland. Show some love, right? Pump those digital hearts and invite your followers on the scope. Hello, Gwen from Texas. Good evening to you too, right? The weather is fine. Thank you. Hope the weather is fine in your area as well. We are experiencing nationwide some real weather issues nationwide. And we have Tony coming in. And I'm going to get right into the topic, but I don't mind if you still want to say hello, whether you watch this live or on the replay, because I want to do a second live stream, maybe around 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, maybe around that time. I'm going to do a second live stream on the digital. Hold on. This is an ad showing on one of the articles about the digital yuan being the global reserve gold backed currency, right? So I want to do that live stream probably in about 2 more hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this one and what that would mean for XRP, right, and Bitcoin, right. I also read an article today that the digital yuan is going global, and exactly how that's going to be executed starting next year, and what this will mean for XRP and particularly Bitcoin. So I want to do that in approximately 2 more hours. So I will get right into the topic as I give some more shout outs for people who are just coming in. Again, remember to hit the thumbs up, on YouTube and Facebook, and share on both platforms. And on Periscope, pump those hearts, invite your followers in, show some digital love. So we got Cool C from Georgia. Hello, Miss Bowles. Hello, Facebook. Thank you so much for those digital emojis, right? Thank you so much for the digital love. I see your live streams on Facebook, and I love what you're doing. Continue to inform and educate the masses, right? So let's share this article. GOP senators or senator blocks, and again, this is today, right? Breaking news today. Blocks bill to prevent debt collectors from seizing stimulus checks. Let me play this for you. I have to share the audio if I play this, so let me make sure I have selected to share the audio. Someone on Periscope said he heard different about potential seizure of funds but cannot cite. Okay, well, let me know. Let's get more people in, and we can definitely have a conversation about this after we break down these articles and videos, right? Or media clips, right? Rather, let's refer to them as media clips.
To me on Thursday blocked legislation that would prevent private debt collectors from being able to seize stimulus checks sent out under the latest coronavirus relief bill. Senators Ron Wyden and Sherrod Brown attempted to pass legislation to shield the payments from being garnished by private debt collectors. Though a previous $600 payment passed in December included the protection, the rules of reconciliation, the process Democrats used to avoid the 60-vote filibuster on the most recent bill, precluded similar language from being included into the $1.9 trillion bill.
Okay, so it's loading right now, but I'll read the article as another ad is let's give it 5 seconds and then it will continue.
Let me talk about 3 categories of strategy. I'm going to talk about cost-benefit analysis. I'm going to talk about something that psychologists call motivational interviewing. And then we're going to talk about...
I think it's going to another video. So let's just get into the article, right? Let's just get into the article. Wasn't the video out? It didn't play as long as I wanted it to play. However, Pat Toomey, I think I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. Make sure y'all can hear me well. Okay, Pat Toomey on Thursday blocked legislation that will prevent private debt collectors from being able to seize stimulus checks sent out under the latest relief bill. So you have 2 more senators from Oregon and in Ohio, Brown and Wyden, Ron Wyden and Sherrod Brown, attempted to pass legislation to shield the payments from being garnished by debt collectors. So through a previous $600 payment passed in December that included the protection, the rules of reconciliation. And now, so they wanted to include, because in December that it did not have these protocols, right? So they wanted to include these protections in the American Rescue Plans. We wanted to include them just like they were done. And well, maybe you're right. Well, let me look at the other article, right? Because I have 2 articles to reference to that was done in the December relief bill, but the problem was Senate did not allow. So maybe I had to change my caption, right? It was going to strictly Democrats using its reconciliation process, and that's the only reason that the provision could not be addressed, because it cannot be dealt with under the reconciliation bills, right? So Toomey also argued that the legislative fix supported by Wyden and Brown will prevent money from going to individuals. So according to this article, I have 2 articles to reference to. One is saying that his efforts was blocked. And the other one is saying it was passed. So let's look at the second article. Maybe we'll get better clarity. Basically, because this was the first article that I read, right? And the second one, it came up or popped up with it. So I decided to share both. So stimulus check update. Debt collectors can't. Now, this article you see today was actually yesterday. It was updated March 17th. So I give you the article reference. It's not CNBC, right? It's not Fox News. This is not one of the mainstream media that's reporting this. However, the article goes on to read that legislation introduced to U.S. Senate Wednesday would prevent, according to this article, private debt collectors. Let me try to make this bigger for you all. Prevent private debt collectors from garnishing the $1,400 direct payments in the stimulus law. The bill was sponsored by Senator Robert Menendez, along with Senate Banking Committee. Again, Sherrod Brown again, Democrats representative of Ohio, and Ron Wyden, right? Countless number New Jerseyans are struggling to get buy during these times or the pandemic. And for many families, the stimulus checks are a lifeline to pay mortgage and put food on the table or to pay their rent. So they're saying no predatory debt collector should be able to sweep in and swipe these funds for those who need it most. So maybe the article on Wednesday is saying that the headline says they can't garnish, right? So it's I'm gonna be honest, it's a little confusing to me. But they're also saying that the bill was introduced. Now, the previous article that I had up saying that it was blocked. So maybe it was introduced Wednesday, right? And it was blocked on Thursday. According, let me pull the other article that I had up at first initially. So what this will mean, people, is that I actually read the second article I showed you. I read that one first, and when I saw the headline, I really was like, it bring them this breaking news because it says it can't, they can't. But according to this article, right, his efforts, which is more updated, so I show you the article, right. Okay, thank you. You all are saying the bill wasn't passed, so I will change the title. I don't want people to watch this and be misled, but I will elaborate what this do mean, right? So I didn't mean to get your hopes up, but yeah. So this is the second article that's dated today. They said it was blocked to prevent. So
Senator Pat Toomey on Thursday blocked legislation that would prevent private debt.
Hold on, okay. You all can't hear that audio. Let me see if it will play. So yeah, it was blocked. They can't garnish it under that bill, but the bill wasn't passed. Okay. Oh, okay. So I got what you're saying. Let's watch the video again. So I will elaborate what this means, that it was not blocked, right? That it was not blocked.
Senator Pat Toomey on Thursday blocked legislation that would prevent private debt collectors from being able to see stimulus checks sent out under the latest coronavirus relief bill. Senators Ron Wyden and Sherrod Brown attempted to pass legislation to shield the payments from being garnished by private debt collectors. Though a previous $600 payment passed in December included the protection, the rules of reconciliation, the process Democrats used to avoid the 60-vote filibuster on the most recent bill, precluded similar language from being included into the $1.9 trillion bill.
Okay, so it was not passed, right? They blocked his efforts in order to pass it. So when I saw the first articles, they said debt collectors can't, right? I took it and I ran with it. So what this means, what does private debts means, right? But they kept, someone says, but they kept because of not filing 2019 taxes. I'm kind of confused about what you're saying. Just retype it in a complete sentence for me, please. It just reads, but they kept because of not filing 2019 taxes. So what this means is private debt, right? You need to know the difference between private debts and public debts. Private debts includes credit card debts, includes debt collectors, personal loans, personal lenders, right? The public debt would be more like the debt of sanctioned debt under the United States. So even medical debt collections, unfortunately, will still be included. However, any government debts that will be considered public debts, such as state taxes, or I'm sorry, let me get this right, federal taxes, right? If you owe federal taxes, they cannot garnish or seize. And I really need to research state taxes, right? I haven't really even looked into that. And child support, which is also a government slash state type debt, cannot be seized as well. So people that owe child support or federal taxes cannot be seized. However, if you have debt collectors, credit card debt, that's fall under private debt, right? Personal loans, right? All of those medical bills, private debt collectors, all of that fall under that category, unfortunately. So I will change this title, right? And sorry to give some of you all maybe some hope that because I was hoping that they would pass this and that it would work out in favor of the American people. Because let's be honest, the last thing people are in concern with is trying to pay, and I don't mean any harm, right, when I say this, but trying to pay, for example, a medical debt collector because of something I feel like that was released globally, right? Which is 5G, right? That they had no control over, and people with pre-existing health issues had to suffer from, right? Or people that got behind on their bills, right? Because they were in quarantine and a lot of jobs and businesses were lost because even during that time, a lot of 5G towers were installed. So I really hate that situation. I hope, right? Exactly. I hope that you got Crypto JL is in. Hello. I hope that a lot of people are preparing for this new economy. And people, in probably about an hour or two, I'm going to really, again, dissect this because my mind is in two different places because I've been researching the digital yuan all day. And I just read an article concerning the digital yuan and its release and why China will be, digital yuan will be the global reserve currency. And so what this will do is, of course, make the United States dollar no longer the world reserve currency, right? And that's already edited, LaKendrick. I read on my YouTube channel, it already says Queen of Crypto. It doesn't. The only thing that says Queen of Credit is my backdrop when I log down. Right here, I just put Queendom because I'm not talking about credit or crypto, but I am talking about crypto, right? But thank you, Crypto JL. Thank you so much. And I'm going to even break down the big organizations like Starbucks, McDonald's, Subway, that's going to institute the digital yuan coming into play, and how in 2022 during the Winter Olympics is going to be global, and what this means, that the United States world reserve currency will be no more, right? And also, will it cause an economic war? Now, what we're going to experience this year is definitely going to, I'm already doing a second video, but I'm going to give more detail. It's definitely going to have where we're going to see inflation for this year. Housing prices are already exponentially high, right? Overpriced. You're going to see gas pricing, right? People who are getting into new houses are overpaying. Now you have lumber pricing that has increased for lumber. So new construction has halted. And the reason why all this is halted or stopped, right, or is it delayed because we're ushering in a new economy. And so now the United States dollar is not being traded for Saudi Arabia's oil, and Russia, Canada will connect with China. China has more gold reserves, and so central banks, they're issuing the argument that they should be the world reserve currency. So I'm going to break all of this down for you all. But what I want you all to understand, right? Yes, they are going to give some of the digital one away at the Winter Olympics in 2022. Right? I hope I said the right year, in 2022. And what this is, this will help spread the digital one globally. And this is what I want to leave you all with on this update. And I want you to be ready in approximately 2 hours. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. And this is what I want you all to understand about the matrix. I tried, my whole attempt on my channel is to make the complicated things simple and to combine it with the spiritual and the natural. in a simplistic type of way. Because oftentimes people don't understand when we watch a lot of televisions like I Am Legend movies or The Matrix years ago, that they foretold the future. And what a lot of people don't understand is we are already living like the Matrix in a virtual world. I want you all to think about that. We are living much so in a virtual world. Analyze how much time that in 2021 you spend on your cell phones, playing games, right? Virtual games, or watching television. You spend more time in virtual worlds, right, than you do in reality. And this is what the Matrix was all about. You got to look at I Am Legend. I don't look, watch it again if you have Netflix, right? Matrix is no longer on Netflix. Watch I Am Legend again when they had to quarantine in New York because of a virus. And when I Am Legend first comes on, right, you have the female doctor who was interviewing, stating that she had a cure for cancer. And so I'm saying this to say this, people, we're going to inflation this year. Next year, you're going to see deflation, which means things will be cheaper. I'm just gonna have to change the title of this, but things will be cheaper and inexpensive. But the reason why things are going to be cost more and prices are going to cost more this year is because we're doing away with things, right? You're going to see gas prices escalate. So this will push the agenda that definitely everyone needs electronic. Electronic is cheaper. You're going to see oil rigs stop mining oil and now become Bitcoin miners. And they're going to restructure and reform oil rigs. So you have those jobs going away and you have Bitcoin mining, right? This is why the Keystone Pipeline was not passed, even though there was an article that I just read that is unconstitutional. So you have all of these jobs going away. And they feel like United States and China, and even globally, that these countries are overpopulated. So you're getting, or some people are getting, not me, mRNA injections of something that has no human clinicals except for the people that volunteer to take them. And I'm going to be honest with you, I just posted something on my YouTube. And my mind mentally, I wasn't really ready to do a live stream because these are really a situation where I don't want to be right. I don't want to tell people that you're going to have long-term effects of taking this vaccine. I don't want to tell people that it's not a virus. It's a result of the agenda for machines and robots and 5G to come in. I do not want to be right on this stuff because long term, a lot of people are going to regret the decision making and their lack of opening their minds and seeing things and seeing that we are already in the matrix. You are already living virtually. Many people, again, stay on your phones. You play, that's why gaming is such a big thing. Xbox or whatever you play, I don't know what they play gaming. Fortnite was the latest thing. I don't know what games are big right now because I'm not into gaming. And people are so addicted that every time they get a stimulus, people, you have to ask yourself these questions. Why every time these people get a stimulus, they have to go and get upgrades on television and cell phones? Right? And then I just saw this post on my Facebook page and it really disturbed me. This is a pastor that posted that consoling the family who lost a loved one, and I don't want to say the word because they may my video, but consoling the family who lost a loved one due to the Rona, right, was not as difficult as consoling the family who lost a loved one due to the vaccine. He says, "Help, Lord." And I shared this post. See, things like this, they get maybe 10 or less likes. And I shared this post that I'm praying specifically for pastors in the Christian church to spread this message, because you have pastors like Bishop T.D. Jakes and other churches and other community that are proclaiming to have Christianity, right, background, that's pushing this. This is my other Facebook post that I posted, because I posted that jobs that will not come back. And this person that I tagged in this post named Emmanuel Minger, he was debating with me back and forth on Facebook. Oh, construction workers are not going anywhere. Our jobs will not be taken. And I had to show him, right? Let me stop sharing this video of, construction jobs are going to be taken. And people, thank you so much, Gwen, because I was off the screen. I just came back on this side and saw your $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate that, Gwen. Thank you so much, right? Tony says, my husband got the vaccine. I tried to stop him. Just pray at this point and encourage him to exercise, cardio, get outside, get some vitamin D. The outer layer of the sun is called corona. And research this on Amazon. Tourmaline, beads. If he wears anything around his wrist, and this will help protect against 5G radiation. Try to change his diet, get him on a healthier diet intake. If he has any weight loss or previous health issues, look into holistic health, right? Try to eat lean meats, more lean meats, definitely more vegetables. Oh, let me give you all a tip. Let me give you all something, or a revelation, rather. I won't even say a tip, a revelation. Thank you so much. Right. Yes, food and groceries will increase. Your food is going to be different, especially beyond meat with Bill Gates. And again, Gwen shared with me through Papa Duck. Papa Duck. That's a funny YouTube name, but I'm rolling with Papa Duck. Gwen, I watched another one of his live streams today. It was amazing of, the things that he shares that's trying to get people to be awake as well, of how Bill Gates has a vault of all of the seeds, right? And also owns all of the farmland, right? LaKendra, thank you so much, King, for the $10 super chat. He says, I'm actually kind of excited about changes and being crypto rich in my 20s. Doesn't sound bad. I'm a gamer also. All right. I'm heading to, I hope I pronounce this correctly. Gala, is it Gala or Gala? And my nose. Okay, I'm far from games. So I don't know anything about gaming, and for the people that's prepared, whether it's your health wise or even in the crypto market, right? You're going to be fine. But it bothers me and it shouldn't bother me. I need to stop saying it. It should not bother me, because everyone has a right to their own opinion and their own beliefs. So it should not bother me. I actually should be grateful for the people that I am reaching. But I would love to have a stronger influence on more of the masses. But we always know, right, that the masses are often the ones that are the sheep, and the ones that are more easily influenced in food. It's always the minority. And so even though I get fact checked on this, right, because Facebook says Harriet Tubman did not say this. Whether she said it or not, I agree with it, right? I freed 1,000 slaves, right? And I could have freed 1,000 more if they would have known they were slaves. You're right. Periscope said, let people have ears, let them hear. You're right. And so then this my friend guy, he shared this video, and even though my Facebook friend was disputing, said, "Oh no, they need construction workers. Those jobs are not going anywhere. They won't replace construction workers." And then here comes the video today showing that, as Marvin probably would say, was a lie. This is how the replacement will come. And I want you all to pay attention to the machines. People, if 5G is strong enough to power machines globally, what do you think is doing to your human body? Especially if you already have a pre-existing health issue and or dealing with obesity. You see the end product? Okay, you all saw the end product. I apologize if you got some feedback. I forgot to mute my mic when it was playing. But you saw the end product. People, 6% of jobs are leaving. We're moving or shifting to a new economy. The United States will not be the economic powerhouse. Your dollars is trash. It's worthless. That's why I'm trying to get you out of converting to cryptocurrency, because they're bankrupting the dollar. They're getting out of it. That's why they're giving away for free. Canada has already shifted to universal basic income. And I actually read an article today that let me see if I shared that article, that Biden's new stimulus plan and getting the child tax credit in advance is just a setup, right, to get people accustomed to universal basic income, right? The universal basic income. So yeah, I want all of you all, right, to Joe Biden stimulus plan. Let me see. Here it is. I just pulled it up. It contains an experiment. And what does this mean? That people that's not in cryptocurrency more than ever, is going to be just enslaved to the government. Biden stimulus plan contains an experiment and universal basic income. This was March 15th. More than ever, only people really that's positioned themselves in cryptocurrency, what is new currency, is going to have some piece of independence. A UBI experiment already may contain insights on how the federal government, and then they're saying income inequality in the future. That's not going to happen. People, The word middle class is a lie. It's just it was made up to make people feel good, right? But when you look at Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk have become billionaires. Even my boy Kanye West. I want to do a video about that because a lot of you out there that have been following me over the last 2 to 3 years, you know I'm a divorcee as well. I could do a whole other video on that, but I won't. But I would say this because I don't want people to think that I'm just reaching the black and brown community, right? I don't want people to just think that, but any powerful man of my race or reflection, right? Whether it's been Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, trying to think of the other great influencer, Nelson Mandela, they all had something in common, people. They had you know, and I love everybody, every race, right? Asians, whatever. Especially you, I pray for the Asians in the event in Atlanta as well. But they had a black queen on their side. Now my coworker, he told me, well, Michael Jordan is still powerful. Yeah, but Michael Jordan was his most powerful when he had Juanita. Yeah, look at LeBron. Yeah, Michael Jordan was the most powerful. His airness when he had Juanita. So when Kanye broke free of Kim Kardashian, so did his financial breakthrough. 6.6, was it 6.6 billion? Thank you. Right? 6.6 billion. And I'm going to tell you too, and this is for my divorcees, right? Divorce does not always have to mean devastating. I personally would not be the queen of credit or crypto. I can attest to this had I still been in my marriage that I used to be in for 15 years. Now, I'm not advocating divorce. I would love to see that family structure, but sometimes it's just not, you did not join in. It can hinder you from your purpose and calling in life. And it was not meant to be. And when it was not meant to be, and you made a decision that was not meant to be bonding for life, breaking free of that is the most fulfilling thing that can happen for you. And it will, right, if you have a prosperity mindset, bring you to another level financially. And I think Kanye West has shown that, right? Yeah, it is sad what's going on with the Asian community, but in the same breath, it's been going on in the black and brown. And I don't say African American community. I just say black and brown because I think that all black and brown people are foreigners as far as United States because we were birthed here, BERTH, or our ancestors were on the Mayflower. We were forced here. And Jesse Jackson actually made the term African Americans, and it's not that old. He made that term in the 90s, right? African Americans. And so just a pastor that really put on his Facebook page about a young lady, I think it was a young lady, that took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and died 24 hours later. Right? The only pastor that I see that has been truthful about that. And then you have this. Let's look at this. You all have to tell me what to change the title of this live stream to, because I went away from the stimulus to talking about this. But you had Germany, France, and Italy suspend the use of this. How do you pronounce this, you all? AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine. They suspended the use of this over blood clot concerns and actually strokes. And people, President Biden, the same vaccine, right? Look, the same vaccine, because I don't know the correct pronunciation of it. AstraZeneca, he wants to share millions of this to Canada and Mexico. People, I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. And so if Johnson and Johnson is not trustworthy to make baby powder, and then another thing that I'm noticing that in the Black and brown community, they're getting Johnson and Johnson and Moderno, and mostly Caucasians or other races are getting the Pfizer. And you have Black doctors and Black pastors that are still promoting to get Moderna. Madonna, I don't know, because I don't even, all I know is I'm like Wendy Williams. I'm not taking it, right? So that's why I really need you all to like the videos, share the message to get more out. When you give your super chats, when you are Patreon members, these very same things that Germany, Italy, and the other countries stop, he approved for Canada and Mexico. And look, people, Johnson Johnson just came from a lawsuit for ovarian cancer with powder. They couldn't even make baby powder. I mean, people was getting ovarian cancer because of the powder. Hello, huh? Hey, huh? I'm hope I can see you this weekend. And to try to educate people that what it really is, they don't understand. And it's going to just really slap them in the face next year when they see the result of this economy. They don't get it. 5G was released to take your jobs. And this radiation was so strong, it's taking your health. Right? Also, look at this. Another one. I don't get. Thank you so much, Mika Thompson, for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Mika, for that. Now, remember, I just told you all about the Black man and his secret of having a superpower, but may he rest in peace. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, according to his wife, said he did not. But look in the red. It says sudden death. 48 hours of taking the vaccine, and they diagnose it as natural death. Yeah. You all still have been told what happened to Hank Aaron, have you? You need tourmaline beads? I got this off Amazon. I've been perfectly healthy. I have. I take zinc. I take golden seal liquid. I got that from Dick Gregory, which is 666 formula. I do take vitamin C. I exercise, and you all have to pray for me. I've changed my health, but that's a work in progress. I changed my eating habits. And another thing I think I mentioned earlier that I didn't get into is that Dick Gregory is also the one that gave me the revelation of not eating. Thank you so much, Cool C, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Between the hours of 4 a.m. and noon. So I've been doing it for like 3 weeks. And the reason being is, and I've changed my sleeping pattern. All this ties into your health, people. Your health is your wealth. The reason being is because that's your fasting period. That's why it's called break fast. And the lie you've been told is breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, it is in a sense, but then it's not, because when you are sleeping, right, if you don't get your midnight snacks, if you don't personally get up and get midnight snacks, you're not eating. And that's the body's restoration period, even mentally. And your pineal gland from 11 to 2 is the most creative. And what I mean by that, that's when God is speaking to you supernaturally, mentally. It's the highest point of your pineal gland. That's why people that work night shifts or graveyard shifts, they'll never be rich or wealthy because they don't get that download that comes from nature directly from the earth, because they're not sleep during those times. Or even people that party a lot and they're not sleeping between the hours of 11 and 2 a.m. and 11 p.m. That's something that comes directly from the universe and something directly from God, right? And people miss out on that opportunity. And so when you wake up or you awaken, you're not supposed to break that fast, the 8 hours that you were asleep, eating granola, eating starch, eating even meat products. You break it with vegetables or fruits. I chose fruits. So I eat mainly oranges, bananas, no granola. I've gotten away from going Chick-fil-A for their breakfast biscuits, right? Um, I do a lot of water intake from that time. And I eat between 12 and 8. And after 8, I stop the eating. Because when you first awake, I mean, between the hours of 4 and noon, your digestive system is breaking down the food that you ate the day before anyway. And so you don't supposed to intake it with more heavy foods, more oily foods, bacon, sausages, greasy foods, starchy foods, biscuits. And so they tell you a little truth and then mix it with a little lie, right? And so now that, people, as Jay-Z was said, was $1 million worth of game or knowledge for $9.99, right? And so I was shopping at Whole Foods the other day because let me go get my water, you all. I drank it all, but when I go to Whole Foods, I get this. I try to drink as much as alkaline, pure alkaline, just spring water, right? And I saw this outside on one of the trees, and I purchased the tree, but I kept this because it has on here that I purchased a patio peach. And if you see the benefit of the tree, it says to reduce carbon dioxide in the air, right? And then it had on here on the Scantron, it had 5G. So when people would tell me, right, that, oh, it's no harm in you breathing in your own carbon dioxide when you wearing a mask, it's no harm in that. That's farthest from the truth. Because God's way of reducing carbon dioxide is through trees, his plants. Let me ask you all a question. How many bees have you seen last summer? Just think about it. That pollinates flower blooming plants. How many bees did you see out? Flying objects, because radiation took a lot of them out. And it stopped the pollination process, right? Which a lot of people may deal with bad allergies this season. And then now, people, get you some oxygen bearing plants in your house or outside your house. You need to get rid of the carbon dioxide. And that's why wearing that mask is not healthy. You're breathing that back in. They're not telling you that though, right? Because they feel like we're depopulated anyway. So if you already have health issues and you breathe in your carbon dioxide, that's going to make your health issues even worse when you combine it with 5G radiation. And I mean, it's right here. I didn't take a marker and put 5G on this. You see carbon dioxide, right? It has 5G. Why do you think this will have 5G on it? Right? Exact. You haven't seen any. Right? Okay, give me, because I'm gonna have to change the title of this video, how to preserve your health and wealth during the crisis. And then I'll just leave $1,400 stimulus update, right? They say you don't put grease down the drain, so why would you put it in your arteries? That's good as well. So it takes some discipline. It takes a mindset shift. But people, as they say on, and I'm not a Star Trek person, live long. How they do the Trekkie thing? Is it this? I don't watch Star Trek. I just know it said I just want you all to live long and prosper, right? So I do have a question about the stimulus. I went on a rant, but we got over 100 people in, so make sure you hit the live stream. If I owe back taxes, would I still? Yes, you will. That's a great thing. Um, they will not deny you your stimulus if you owe back taxes. So even if you owe back taxes or federal, it's only for private debts, which is debt collectors, medical debts, and they even said private student loan debts initially. So I really, really said that right. And thank you so much. Have to give you $25 being when I talk like that. They look at me funny. Thank you. And share this with you. Maybe you can get them to watch the live stream. Thank you so much. Everyone that came in, contributed to comments. Because you got some people just watch. They won't hit the thumbs up. They won't even comment. But every time you all hit the thumbs up and you comment, it gets more people in to share the message. You get a super chat. YouTube will get the algorithm will start working. All of that works to get the message out. So thank you all so much. I'm grateful. Another question is, I just came in this live. Has anybody heard that when SSDI recipients would get their stimulus? I have not. Thank you so much, Stephen. I have not personally. I don't even think I got the one under Trump. But let's look at this. Will Social Security recipients get the third stimulus? I can Google. I will always Google, right? Hold on. When I cut the ad on, the a video pops up. Let's go to Google. Let's ask Google. Let's see what Google says. So let me share this with you.
Talking tax season 2021 and answering some of the most asked questions about how the stimulus checks might affect them. Why are we verifying this? Well, many have lost jobs or some income in 2020. And with multiple stimulus checks, we've had hundreds of questions all year long about what that will mean when you file taxes. Our main sources are the IRS, the CARES Act from 2020, and April Walker, a lead manager for tax practice with the American Institute of CPAs. So first question, if I never got my stimulus checks or got less than I should have, will I get it on my tax refund? The IRS has stated, quote, if you don't get any payments or got less than the full amounts, you can claim a recovery rebate credit when you file. Now, if you fill out taxes yourself, you're going to have to calculate this amount and put it on your filing. But if you use a tax filing company or CPA, they will take care of this for you. Bottom line, yes, you will be refunded for missing stimulus money. For question 2, we're going the opposite way. Will I owe money if I received more stimulus money than I should have in 2020? Since the stimulus checks were based on 2019 tax returns, this could happen if you made more money in 2020 than you did in 2019. So, will you owe money?
You don't have to pay any money back. It doesn't reduce your income. It doesn't increase your tax. So it really won't show up anywhere if that's the case.
So no, you won't owe anything. And finally, question 3. If I took money out of my retirement account to make ends meet this year, am I going to have to pay a penalty? Well, the answer depends on your age, how much you removed, and why you removed it. Now, normally, if you're under 59 and a half years old, you pay a 10% penalty for withdrawing from a retirement account. But the CARES Act removed that penalty for anyone impacted financially by COVID-19, as long as it's $100,000 or less. Now, keep in mind, the penalty was removed, but you still have to pay taxes on withdrawals. Those can be spread out over the next 3 years. So we can verify if you were impacted by COVID-19 and withdrew from a retirement account, you likely don't have to pay a penalty but it is worth speaking to a tax expert to make sure your filing is accurate. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Let me unmute my mic first. Let me see if it answered that. I thought the video would because I saw the article headline. When will Social Security recipients get their stimulus? And when might they see? The Verify team exists to help you get answers. Questions: are people who take Social Security ineligible for receiving the third round of stimulus? When can they expect a check? The answer is no, right? I thought the video would just say that so we won't have to read the article, but I'll share the article with you because I always like for people to see it for themselves as well. The answer is no. Qualified individuals will still receive the money in the same way they will receive other benefits. The timeline may look a little different, however, depending on how you get your refund. So I don't know how differently that will look, right? Someone on Twitter says, never dreamed that Biden administration would have done this to SSDI recipients by not informing us. We were not. Let's see. All across social media, however, people have been sharing their questions about the second round of stimulus. And this is cruel and disgraceful. Someone needs to tell us when we receive it. Again, another Twitter tweet is, when will you receive it? And according to the latest update from the agency dated March 12th, federal beneficiaries like SSDI should receive their third stimulus in the same way they receive other benefits. And just because you didn't automatically get the first batch of payment doesn't mean you won't get any. The IRS automatically set up EIP3, the third stimulus checks, to people who did not file a return but receive Social Security retirement or disability survivor or disability benefits, railroad retirement benefits, SSI, Social Security income, or veteran benefits. The post continues in the same. So it's not really specifying how it will be distributed. They're saying through Direct Express card account. And the company said the first batch of stimulus has already been issued. So if you recently closed your Direct Express card, any third stimulus funds that were sent will be returned to the IRS, and the IRS will reissue payments. So if you don't have a Direct Express card, what's next? Your payment might arrive as a paper check or a different non-Direct Express bank account or even a prepaid card. Wow. So it may take a while. Hopefully, you can see that the first round of stimulus have already started out on March 17th. So you will get it. People are frustrated already on social media that they haven't got it for the SSDI recipients, but it's saying if you canceled that card, maybe through paper or prepaid debit card. All right, so let me know if you owe child support, you still would get the stimulus, right? Or if you know someone that owe you child support, then it will not be taken out for their child support. They will still get the stimulus, right? And Robert says, yes, if you own a credit card and the credit card has a judgment, not if you are 30 days late or 60 days late or even 90 days late, but if the credit card has a judgment from the court, which means you're probably in charge-off status, and that takes 6 months. Starting at 6 months, it goes into charge-off, and then they can get a court filing on it. But and you should have received some type of summons. You should have got summons for that. The only people that should be concerned is the people that have recently received a summons for either a debt collector, credit card, right? If you don't have a court summons, then you're fine. You're fine, right? I'm not sure if it's true. I've been told by different people this is coming Saturday. Let's hope so. Because there are a lot of people. Okay, good. We got one. Okay, good. She said Her mom's received XSI and she received her third stimulus already. So hopefully it's coming to your doorstep. It's coming down the pipeline, right? Some people have already received it. Someone says they have a strong feeling that most SSDI people will get their third EIP3s tonight. Okay. Great news. All right. Someone says, thanks for my Voyager bonus. I used it last week. Okay. So you owe back child support. So you're fine. You still should get your stimulus, right? You still should get your stimulus. What are some ways to help us invest in stimulus? Crypto. Go to my website because that's going to be the new currency globally, not just United States. The United States dollar is pretty much being distributed out with little repercussions because our dollar, we're going bankrupt again. We've already been bankrupt in the 1930s. A lot of people don't know that. And I'm going to do a live stream. I stayed on this one longer than expected, but an hour or two. But go to cashOnCrypto.com, order my 30-page cryptocurrency PDF e-booklet, right? And it's crypto with the K. If you're new to cryptocurrency, right, you definitely need to get in and grow your money and invest it. While cryptocurrency is still being adopted and regulated, where you can get in at some of the groundbreaking prices, I think the boat has sailed to invest in Bitcoin because it's at approximately almost $60,000 now. But there are some other great cryptocurrencies that's going to fuel this new economy that we are approaching. And I'm saying this is a global commitment, right? A lot of jobs will be replaced. So I'm starting doing a lot more live streams too on jobs. And some people may have to go back to college or get some certifications in the technology field. I have my good friend in, and we are I have several people in from Mississippi, for example. And in Mississippi, in Byhalia, Mississippi, Amazon Fulfillment Center just purchased 800 acres of land to build their fulfillment center, but they're only going to hire 1,000 people, right? You have that much acreage, but it's not going to be many human jobs. And then you have in Jackson, Mississippi, which is the capital, a Black woman who just purchased a $25 million tech center around the Jackson State. You all know what Jackson State University is. You should know by now because Deion Sanders has put Jackson State University on the map. He's the new football coach there, if you haven't heard. And in that area, $25 million invested for a tech center. So prepare yourself for cryptocurrency. Keep your health up against the 5G radiation that will power this cryptocurrency and this health revolution and machines and robots, right? Will it be a fourth check because I did not get the first or second one? I think what they're going to do is not necessarily maybe a fourth stimulus. I don't think it would be a fourth stimulus. What I think it's going to be is that they're going to start in July of giving the child tax credit if you have children, right, that qualify, giving those monthly payments. And then September the 6th, right, the unemployment money of additional $300 from the federal if you're unemployed ends. And then July begins your child tax credit payments from July to the end of the year in December. And then I think by January, what they may propose is just universal basic income, right? Where people will receive digitally, right? Digitally, they're going to receive. And let me see, can I find this? I read so much into this. So that Voyager tip, I'm so glad Voyager is working for you. I will leave the Voyager app, but oh God, I don't think I sent it to my email. I try to store the good things, but I just read an article that said the digital dollar must coexist with cash. See if I can find that article. So cash won't be totally done away with, but it's going to be so devalued. This was just 3 hours ago. And what I mean by devalued, right? Because I like to teach like I'm explaining this to a fifth grader. So for the people that's already advanced, don't think I'm teaching too slow. I have to teach it because 99%, right, of people don't know. They're not aware, right? And so this is the digital dollar. This was just released a couple of hours ago. Must exist with cash, right? Or will have to coexist with cash. So this was March 18th. And this is Jerome Powell, who's over our Federal Reserve System. So in brief, he comments, or he's echoing what European central banks already said. The Fed is researching a digital dollar. He said today and indicated that the central banks, digital currencies, the CBDCs, and digital dollar would replace cash, or would not replace cash. But he reiterated a point that made a recent Bank of International Settlements report. The Fed contributed to saying one of the three key principles highlighted in the report is they need to coexist with cash and other types of money in a flexible and innovative payment system, which is going to be cryptocurrency, flexible and innovative. So what this means is cash is going to take maybe until 2023. We're already pretty much in a cashless society. Already means you have less than 20% of people that use cash. Everything is usually done by credit cards, debit cards electronically, or right from your smartphone, your mobile phone, whether it's Apple Pay, whether it's Cash App or PayPal, right? So they're going to coexist for a little while. Then you're going to see cash completely, right? Completely non-usage. And so this is why you're going to see a lot of things, for example, going into next year that's going to be very deflated, right? Very deflated, which means the prices are going to be so low, but your universal basic income, right, is going to be so low that even if you wanted to invest, it's going to be too late. And some of these cryptocurrencies are going to be so expensive by this time next year, just like Bitcoin. I know that if you could go back to last year, this time, when Bitcoin was, let's say, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and as of today's recording, it's at 57,000. You would definitely do that, right? I'm sure you would. And so a lot of these, like Cardano, for example, right? Cardano that was maybe 30 cents last month, or I think last month it hit $1.30, and people are getting so much return on their investment. So you have a lot of cryptocurrency, right, that's going to be effective in the machines and robots replacing the jobs, that you can get in now and really position yourself to be a millionaire or a billionaire, right? So that's the link for Voyager. This is the code that you have to use. 2DD43D, all D's, right? 2DD43D. And once you have your Voyager link, now it's showing a long link, but once you have that Voyager link and you use that code, referral code, and you can get Voyager, just go in your apps on your phone, right? Type in Voyager. It's purple. And this is what it looks like. Again, use that 2DD 43D. You can get the app and you can get yourself $25 a Bitcoin. Or, so that's just free money up there. And you can also on Voyager earn 10% APR. So through Voyager, I pretty much use the Voyager crypto itself. It does well, and HBAR, Hedera hash graph. Right. I think Hedera is at 30 cents today. It took a dip, but I learned about Hedera through Mike Maloney. So let me sign out. Thank you so much, Curtis. Thank you, King, for the $2 super chat. Again, I appreciate everyone that contributed. And give me an hour or two to get some water and kind of refresh. I'm going to go back live on a live stream about China being the global currency. What does this mean for Bitcoin? What does this mean for XRP? And what it means for the United States World Reserve currency. So thank you all so much. Right. He said Bitcoin has 4x since he told you. I wouldn't say Voyager is better than crypto.com because on Voyager, you do not get the public key. The public key is a combination of a long words and alphabet in which you can store and own it. So no, but right now Voyager is the only exchange in which you can get hash graph, Hedera hash graph, HBAR. Right. And so, like for example, Uphold is the only exchange that you can get XRP. And so, you have to, I have more than just one exchange and for different purposes. But I do like crypto.com and Coinbase, Binance US, Qcoin, all of those because you get the ownership and you want the ownership. Right. But, sometimes you have to do what you got to do. And I do have Uphold and Voyager. I do not do anything through Robinhood or Cash App though. Okay, you all. So here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity. I see you all in about an hour or maybe an hour and 30 minutes. Queen of Crypto out. Thank you all so much for this great live stream.